Hey guys, today I'm doing my out-of-box review for the HG Gundam The Origin Zaku Half Cannon. So this is another really awesome MSD design from the HG The Origin line. So that means that it's just something that's just sort of a mobile suit variation. And a variation indeed it is. As I said in the unboxing, this is basically just the exact Zaku 2 that we've seen from the original kit in the line, from Char's Zaku 2. But in this case, it just has a new backpack and some new weapons to go along with the backpack. And it does also have a new hand, finally, so that's pretty cool, but otherwise, not too much here that we haven't seen aside from the backpack. We do have a couple options for the chest, whether you want to make just the regular Zaku 2 J type or the C5 type. So I've gone ahead with making just the C5 type chest. That has just a little bit more interesting look. I think matches sort of the variation look of this kit overall. Might as well make the chest a variation as well. But you can go with just the more traditional looking J-type chest. So as you can see, I've also put all the stickers on here. Not all of them. There's a lot of like just little white caution markings, things like that, little ones. I didn't really mess with that. Basically just put on all the red lining stickers and then just like the bigger marking stickers, just the big numbers or Xeon markings. That's pretty much it. Didn't really mess around with all the little small ones. As you can see, the stickers on here look okay from a distance, but when you'll see the kit up close, you'll notice that they don't really look that good, and that's why I usually don't even bother putting them on for the review, but just sometimes I like to put them on just at least so you guys can see how generally not good they look, and just illustrate the point of why I think water slides are the better option. So as always, guys, a big thank you to USA Gundam Store for supplying me with this kit. I love these kits, despite having built like 10 of them now at this point. The HG The Origin Zaku kits are just really, really fantastic kits. As I think I've said in every review of them, I would definitely recommend picking up at least one. I think this adds a much more different variation to them. I think usually they're just like, I guess there's the high mobility type that has different backpack and different legs as well, but this one definitely gives it a much more different feel. It's not often we see a Zaku with a big cannon on its backpack or a big Gatling gun on its backpack, as we'll see with the other options here. So I won't bother going over all of the articulation. Like I said, I've reviewed this kit in essence multiple times. The articulation is very, very good on these kits. Some notable seam lines here on the forearm. I did a video on how to fix that, so you can check that out if you like. Seam line here on the shoulder as well. Again, the video that I did covers the seam line on the shoulder. This one is different because this shoulder has a spike running through it, but essentially it's the same step. Only other real notable seam line would be here on the leg, and it's just kind of going through this part here. It's much more noticeable, I think, on the inside of the leg where you just have this straight line going straight down the inner part of the leg. And, it doesn't really look that good, but it's not the most difficult to get rid of. You will just have to do a little bit of modification to the joints, like we did with the forearm, to be able to make that separable for painting. I may have to do a separate video for that as well in the future. But as you can see, the lining stickers don't look too bad, but over different colors, they have a different look to them. Like over the brown, they just don't really look as good just because they're like the kind of darker red. Over the tan, I think they probably look the best. Over this kind of ugly, mustardy, olive or yellowish kind of weird color here, they don't look all that great either. But let's take a look at the backpack here. As I said, this is kind of the new thing of this kit. So we got a new backpack and then new cables running around here. That's just because the shape of the backpack is different. So here we got the smoke grenades on this side. Those don't move or anything. But on this side, the regular cannon moves just up and down like that. And that's pretty much going to be it. Nothing really else moves here. You can see we do have an attachment point. That's for attaching on the big guns. We'll put those on in just a second. So you can bring the cannon down all the way down so it's pointing just like straight along, like even with eye level. Or up like this, I guess, if it's like inactive or you want to do some like shelling or something like that, I guess. One thing that I will mention though is that the backpack does get in the way of the head articulation a little bit. You can see the back of the head is running into the backpack, so you're not able to bring the head up as far as you were in other versions of the kit. It just pops the head off like that, as you can see. I think if you bring the head forward and then tilt it up, you can get it up a little bit higher like that. It's going to be looking a little bit goofy, but you can do that, I suppose, if you want. Alright, so let's talk about what you get with the kit. As you can see on the kit here, we have just the two holding hands. That's pretty normal. And then we have the left open hand. Now this open hand or like weapon support hand has been included with all the other versions of this kit. But in this case, we finally have a right open hand as well. So you can, that's kind of meant, I guess, just to sort of bring that up to be kind of like holding on to the cannon, I guess, is why they finally included it with this kit. But I really wish that they would have included this a long time ago. But now finally you have a right open hand that you can use with any of your kits. All you got to do is just switch the back plate here, or if you're painting, it doesn't matter at all. And then among your leftover parts, you do have the right trigger finger hand as well, but this kit doesn't have any weapons that you need to use this hand for, so this is just leftover. Other notable leftover parts would be obviously the different chest parts, which I mentioned before, just the regular Zaku 2 J-type chest parts here. They don't have the little vernier on the side of the chest, and then the main center part of the chest is just a kind of normal Zaku shape. We also have the head parts with the commander antenna if you want to use that one instead. And then you have this little gun here which will attach onto the forearm as with the Zaku 2 type C5 version of the kit. I think what would be cool to do with this is just take this and put this on your Zaku 2 because that kit only comes with one of these, so if you could put an extra one on there, you could have one on each arm, which would be pretty cool. So I'll probably donate this to a different variant of the Zaku. Then of course we have our action-based connector here. It's just the same as usual. We have our standard heat hawks, an inactive one that has a peg to plug that onto the side skirt, and then an active one which can be held in the hand. And then we have our big gun. We've got two of these, one for the left side and one for the right side. You can see the handle will move forward and back like that. Just nice, simple design. This ammo cartridge doesn't come out or anything. That's just fixed onto there, but we have this connection piece. So what we need to do actually is take this here on the backpack, and we have this extra piece here which will plug into that hole there in the center, just kind of covering that on the backpack, and then you can plug these into these holes here on the side, one on the right and then one on the left like so. And then you can grab a hold of those handles for firing. These are able to be rotated left and right a little bit like so, and then up and down a little bit like so. So pretty good range of movement. And then our other option for the backpack is the Gatling Guns. So it's just a nice big Gatling gun option here. So this will just replace the cannon there on the backpack. This has a flexible piece, basically the same thing like what was included with the belt-fed machine gun, the belt-fed Zaku machine gun in a previous Origins kit, but it is a different piece, but I mean it's just a very similar in terms of what the actual physical piece is. So you just pop out the cannon here, put in the Gatling gun, and then this needs to plug in here where the big gun is, so you can't use both big guns at the same time while using the Gatling gun. You have to take one of them out to plug in the belt here in its place. And that just plugs into there like so, and then you've got that over the shoulder end that has the same range of movement as the cannon, but as you can tell by moving up, I think because of this flexible piece, it's not really wanting to stay up at its maximum height. It's wanting to just kind of pop back down a little bit, but you can have it pointing straight forward, there's no problem, but up it's going to be a little bit wonky just because of that flexible part. So obviously the biggest negative of this kit is just going to be HG The Origin Zaku 2 fatigue, if that's a thing. I mean, I've built all of these and I'm still not tired of it. I'm sure there's people who are. I'm sure there's probably some of you guys who are tired of seeing me review these different variations of this kit. And there's probably a lot of you guys who are tired of Bandai putting these kits out. I'm right there with you. I wish Bandai would do new stuff, but you can't complain about getting good stuff. So, I mean, as long as the kit's good, I mean, that's not bad, but could it be better if it was something new? Yeah, probably. But hey, I mean, everybody loves a Zaku. I mean, not everyone loves MSV, but everyone should love MSV. This very MSV style of this kit I think is really cool. It is unfortunate that this wasn't the full MSV style of like the Zaku Cannon, and that the Zaku Cannon, like the full Zaku Cannon, the Zaku Cannon test type, I guess to be exact, is a P Bandai kit, and that this version was the normal release. I agree with those guys, everyone out there who is saying that this kit should have been the P Bandai since it's just a color swap and a few new parts, and the P Bandai Zaku Cannon test type has a lot more new parts to it. Of course, that'd be nice if it was swapped the other way around, but again, that's what we got, so it's just kind of one of those cases where if you really want to have it, then there's not really much choice, and I really wanted to have it, so I definitely pre-ordered the Zaku Cannon test type as well. So we'll be getting and reviewing that kit for you guys. I will compare them in the review. I love the Zaku Cannon design, so I'm definitely looking forward to that, especially the head. I think that's one thing that I just love so much about the Zaku Cannon is that really cool Zaku head that it has. So I'm looking forward to that. And that's going to just about do it for my review, guys. Basically, if you like the new parts included with this kit, then it's definitely worth getting. The base kit itself is a fantastic kit. There's many different variations to choose from, and I think this one is definitely one of the more cool ones. Now, the colors that it's molded in, mostly pretty good. Really not too big of a fan of that kind of central olive, kind of poopy, yellowy kind of color. So I would definitely recommend painting this, unless you like that color. It's just, for me personally, I'll definitely be painting this for sure. And so I'll be painting that in a different color, obviously. Otherwise, I think the new parts are really great. The details on them are really good. They work really well with the kits, the new backpack parts and everything like that. New option hand, of an open hand for the right hand is really great. Great to finally have that. I wish that we would have had it earlier, but at least we finally have one now. So overall, I think Bandai has done a really good job of giving us another reason to buy another one of these kits. So that's a success, I suppose. So anyway, if you guys do still have any other questions or comments, anything that I maybe forgot to mention, or anything you might want to know about this kit that I didn't talk too much about in more detail, you can probably find in past reviews of other versions of this kit. So check those out if you haven't. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a good one. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hey! Thanks for watching, guys. Remember, if you want to check the kit out for yourself, you can head over to USA Gundam Store. Use that coupon code ZakuAurelius10. Save yourself 10%. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Bye-bye.